Professional. Yes, it is. I just made it up today. In professional. In professional. You fucking know. Wait a minute. Something's not right. Yeah, we are. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just had to turn off the camera. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Gump's podcast episode, whatever. We are not going to talk about what just happened. So there's not a lot of news after Corona hit. There's not been a lot of news. Honestly, it was mainly just what's going on with the movies. When are they opening back up? Now that they're opening back up, and we know when Mulan was coming out, which is recently, and when Tenet's coming out, which happened recently. Not much is really being talked about, but I think that's going to be a perfect segue for our first main topic today, which is going to be Mulan and Tenet. I haven't checked how Tenet's doing right now. I can't imagine it being too great with the limited theaters and the limited seatings at 25%. But let's talk about what I do know, the reviews. Not great, not great at all. Yeah, that's what I heard. Actually, Chris saw it, and that's his exact response to me. I texted him. And he's
Sorry.
like, "No, that's what he said to me." Yeah, I'm like, "How was Tenet? You saw it?" And he's like, and he sends me an audio clip. What the fuck is that? And I was sure. I'm like, probably not good. Probably not good. But
It's
Chris,
not that bad. Not that bad.
but yeah, just give us your non-spoiler review.
Um, I can read you my direct tweet that I made
Go ahead.
to the production. Oh man, it's gonna. I've tweeted so much bullshit since then. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. My initial thoughts is that it's it's really incoherently smart for no reason.
Okay.
The plot is a little convoluted. It's hard to follow, and
I heard one thing that it was very boring. A friend of mine I was just streaming with, he said he was like he didn't even get to go.
it was
He didn't
yes.
finish it. He said he left after like an hour and a half in. He said that he heard that it was better in the final act, but he's like I just couldn't sit through it. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. He's just like I was so
No, the
bored.
third act for me was fucking confusing as shit. And not in a like, oh, I don't get it. It's confusing as shit, as in like it doesn't hold back. It doesn't stop to let you kind of understand it. You know, it didn't. It took me hours after watching it to realize that they were dealing with faster than light travel, and theoretically, if particles can move faster than the speed of light, then that means that you can theoretically move backwards in time, theoretically. Now, that's all. The way that they're doing it in this film is nothing like realistic particle physics or Newtonian mechanics. But do you see how I'm talking to you? Like, I was confused, and I'm doing a short film that has to do with light speed travel as realistically as humanly possible. And I understand what he was trying to do, and it was confusing and boring to me at spots too. That's why I was disappointed. I think the overall theme I can get from the film is that I'm disappointed in the story. Yes, there was cool shots. Yes, the acting is on par with the best acting because it's a Nolan film. Yes, you're gonna get some cool sound. Yes, the soundtrack overwhelms the audio mix, which doesn't make any sense to me continuously. In parts where you need to hear it too, and that's
Yeah.
a big problem that everyone's having, to be honest with you, when it comes to like looking at reviews and stuff. So yeah, I was bored. The third act is a little. I think he just got a little too optimistic with this film,
Yeah.
and it was overhyped. I think. I don't subscribe to that. Oh well, you have to watch it on multiple viewings to appreciate it. Listen, that's well and good, But if you don't enjoy it the first time you watch it, you're probably not going to enjoy it the second time you watch it. And just like Disney with those Star Wars books, if I have to read a book after or before your
Yeah,
movie to
agreed.
understand your movie, then your movie's not that like
Yeah,
it's just
I
it's not
hate
up there,
that.
dude. I
I
hate
really
that
hate
I
that
feel
too.
this way, but
No,
Nolan shit the bed with this. I think this could have been better in spots. Beautifully shot, but beautifully shot, well acting with a with a kind of very convoluted shit story, which is a cool idea premise. Wasn't well executed in my thought process. You can tell it's not a Hans Zimmer score, by the way.
oh damn.
Um, it doesn't fit the term. It doesn't fit at times. It feels like the whole movie is at a dun 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 pace the entire fucking time. And it's like, and then there's spots where it's just like everyone's speaking in double speak, and and there's a I won't give too much away, but there's a certain scene in the film. It's in the trailers too, where because you get to a certain point, you go, oh, I know what's going on. So like midway in between the second act, you already kind of figure out what's going to be coming at the third act. And then you start putting the pieces together and backtracking as you're watching what's going on to kind of find out who Robert Pattinson's character really is. Spoiler alert. And then you get this third act that is just jumbled mess of shit. Like, I'm very disappointed. Anywho. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Tenet.
Yeah, like what we were saying before too with the whole Disney thing, I could not agree more with that because I have like a lot of problems with a lot of these Star Wars movies, and then people are like, "Oh, but in the books, or in the comics," I'm like, I don't fucking care. What like that's not fair to me as an audience member, as a viewer, and as a consumer. Like to get part of a story to only be fully explained in a different medium. That's bullshit.
It is. It's absolute
That's
garbage
actual
to the
garbage.
right.
Like, I shouldn't have to read
That
a
shit
fucking
is for the
book.
hardcore fans.
Yeah, that should
That's not, that.
enhance the experience, not explain the experience.
Yes, exactly. And
And
it's poor screenwriting. And you know what? I don't
yeah,
care. I really don't give a shit because these so-called talented screenwriters are getting paid to write garbage.
yeah,
And then us moviegoers,
yeah,
we're just digesting it thinking this is good film, and it's not good filmmaking. It isn't.
yeah,
It really isn't. A lot of it is trope, stereotypical, mundane. Treat your audience like your special needs. It's, dude.
yeah.
It
It's
really is.
awful.
It is.
And like that's why when like I was watching BVS and someone told me that I had to watch the extended edition or the director's cut in order to really appreciate the film. For the longest time, I refused to watch it because I'm like, I hate it the first time. 30 minutes ain't gonna fix that. You know why? Because I know they didn't take out things. I just know they added things. And guess what? Fun fact: the plot holes weren't what bothered me the most. They weren't. Were they problems? Yes. But there was so much other crap in there I just hated that I just didn't like it. But I eventually watched it, and guess what? I still fucking hated it. And I just feel like it's another 30 minutes longer explaining what happened with Superman and all that stuff. Like I don't like it when people like I understand when people should defend studios when it's needed because there's a lot of people out there that have an unnecessary hate for studios. Like an unnecessary hate. They just blame them for everything. If there's a bad movie, it's Disney's fault. If there's a bad movie, it's Universal's fault. I'm
Well,
like,
whose fucking fault is it?
it's the people who wrote the movie. It's the people who directed the movie. And
Well, I
yes,
mean, and
you can look at
ultimately,
you can look at the studio for hiring those said people,
yeah, and
but
okaying and greenlighting their bullshit.
well, it's guess what? It's still the filmmaker's idea though. And there's always going to be a time and place when it's time to blame the studio,
It's
but
not
like
always the
no matter
filmmaker's
what,
idea.
no matter what, like I'm saying in certain people's eyes, no matter what, it's always the studio's fault. There is a time and place, very frequently too, when it's the studio's fault. Like Disney right now with their fucking live action remakes. Crap. I saw a couple of them. Beauty and the Beast was total bullshit. It was just awful. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I refuse to see Lion King because I'm like, what made that Lion King so special, the animated one? Even though I think it's severely overrated, but I still really enjoy it. When I watch it, I'm like, you know what makes it special? It's the expressions. And now they're going for ultra realistic, and it just there's no expressions on their faces. You can't tell the characters apart. There's no style to it. It just looks mundane and boring. And so they keep greenlighting these things, and then Mulan was something that I was like, okay, if there's anything that deserves a live action remake, it's Mulan, because I think that would be a really cool war movie. And then after hearing a lot of I kept hearing a lot of reviews about it, and they did not really focus on what they should have focused on. That's a Disney problem because they have a lot of control over that. But just because it's a Disney property does not make it a Disney fault. Because there's a point in time where you got to say it's the filmmaker's fault. Because I know someone who watches my content who is ready to blame specifically again Disney for everything. Everything. Disney's not saints. They're a greedy company, but guess what? Fun fact: all studios are greedy. It's a business first, not pleasure first. Because guess what? If it wasn't a business first, we wouldn't be here talking about movies. We will be still like painting on walls with our fucking urine because there would be no business. It's just crap. There needs to be business first, then art later. It's a sad fact because we all have ideas. We have all ideas here, but we need those ideas funded. You got to find that well balance between business and art, and it's hard. It can be hard.
It's not could be. It is extremely hard. But on the same token, if Disney is distributing this shit continuously like they have been, like nobody's asked for their fucking CGI live action remix. That's
100%.
Disney's fault.
Yeah, that's 100% Disney's fault.
People that are going to go along with what they want. I don't think that Disney has hired a real filmmaker to do their real job the way that they do it in their own style since J.J. Abrams in the first when The Force Awakened back in whenever the fuck who gives
2015.
Yeah, that's a J.J. fuck you movie. Ever since then they only hire yes men, yes people. I'm sorry. And
that's definitely Star Wars. That's Star Wars too. That's a Kathleen Kennedy problem right there.
No, yes, but Star Wars put her in charge and let her grow power with the whole damn
100%.
thing.
Yeah, 100%.
I personally, your friend, like I get your points, Gump, and I get his points, but me personally, I'm leaning like it's Disney's fault. Because I like to shrink things down to where the epicenter of the real core of the problem is. And it's Disney and their dumbass decision making. Period.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I definitely agree with you on that end. Like I can't stress this enough. Disney as a studio is very sloppy and and more than usual, very cash grab, recycle, repeat kind of studio. That's what they are. But when it comes to critique in films, again, specifically Disney, it seems to be everyone's main focus. Let's just blame Disney and just toss it out the window. When there's clearly other problems with this thing. Like, what about the screenwriting? What about the sound mixing? What about all these other things that make a movie good? I hate to say it, but a studio does not make or break a film 100%. Like, there's still good Disney movies out there, like Moana. I think that came out 2017. I love that movie. It was something different. Even though it still had some of those Disney tropes, I still had a fun time with it. But like some people would just throw that movie aside because it has the word Disney in front of it, and like that's not fair. I think you got to like judge a film based on its filmmakers first and foremost. But I definitely 100% agree on the hesitation on like it being a Disney property, because I'm definitely getting to that point where like it's Disney, so they're gonna play it safe because that is their goal. They play it safe. They're not gonna do this. They're not gonna make a rated R movie, no matter how many people want them to fucking do it.
Here's the thing, Gump. People are hip to it's like that scene. Let's put it in a nerd context, okay?
Let's do that.
It's like the scene in The Dark Knight where Batman has Falcone hanging Maroney hanging off the balcony of that like 2-story building and shit in the fire escape.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're wise to you, you know, you have rules. Like he was saying, like, we're on to you, Batman. We know you're not gonna kill us. We know you have rules. Like, we're going now, Disney. We're aware of your formulaic bullshit.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
aware of your play it safe shit. Like, we're fully aware. Like, you've been fully exposed that you play it safe and all this shit. So the lines are drawn. Are you okay with that? Then go to Disney. Fucking be it. But if you're not, don't act like that shit doesn't exist, because it still does. So there's credibility on both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
But for me, I look at it like I love Disney films. Like, some of my favorite childhood movies are Disney movies.
Yeah.
You know, like Mighty Ducks and shit like that.
Oh, Mighty Ducks are a classic.
Dude, those movies used to, when I saw that castle and the fucking thing and the blue light and dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
the
dun, and I'm like,
90s
yeah,
one? Oh,
we're
my
gonna,
God.
Yeah, we're gonna get into a good fucking movie.
90s,
And now
man.
it's like, now we're gonna get,
Yeah, you
And-
feel like it's gonna be safe.
and then it's gonna be agenda politics. It's gonna be, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely a truth. That's not something you can hide either.
So yeah, I mean that's how I kind of feel, and I'm a
Yeah.
filmmaker, and I know I talk a lot of shit, but guys, I've been on the other side. It's fucking ugly. It's
Yeah.
nasty, and people are mean, and they have ulterior motives, and best believe you're right. It's money first. They're playing the safe game, and you can't really fault them for that, but.
Yeah, and
It
some
doesn't
people
mean
do.
you're
That's
a
the
saint.
thing.
It doesn't mean you're perfect. Just because I can agree with your business tactics, because I'm smart enough to detach my emotion from it and see it from the outside looking in, because I've been in that situation. I've had $1 million given to me, and I've had $1 million taken away from me. So it is a very much of when you're talking to these suit-looking motherfuckers 1,000 times about the same fucking shit. They don't care. They're just trying to convince the next person in the suit if it's going to make them money or not.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
And that's another thing. Like, there's some people out there that want to shame studios for wanting to make money, or, again, playing it safe because it makes money. You got to realize it's a business first, and Disney's been doing it for so long now that they're like, we're not going to stop until it stops making money. And I could say that and still defend Disney. You know why? Because I don't watch a lot of their movies. Because I know what I want. I know what I don't want. And I don't want live action remakes. I didn't see Aladdin. I didn't see Lion King because I'm tired of it. After Beauty and the Beast, I'm like, I'm kind of done with it. I saw Jungle Book, which I thought was actually okay. I rewatched it recently, and it, like, my love for it
I've
went
seen
down.
those movies before. Like, I don't understand what people don't fucking stand.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not excited to see the Jungle. I've seen the movie so many times when I was a kid. I'm not excited to see it on this level. Like, who the fuck thought we would want to see that shit? The only reason is somebody got it in somebody's head over there, like, oh, this is going to be for a new generation of people. Like, this is for the CGI generation. And we can make money with things that we already have in the Disney Vault. Fuck originality. And if we do get some original shit, guess what? We're going to put Disney formula all over it.
It's crazy because they did do a recent, like, not too long ago, a quote-unquote original movie, if you want to call it that, which was Tomorrowland, which is based off the theme park or the theme ride, whatever. So original, kind of, sort of, not really, but it was still, like, its story itself was original enough. No one went to see it. Was it great? No. But, like, everyone clamors about original movies. I'm not saying you, Chris, because I know you defend original movies. When you see something original, you're like, I'm going to try. I'm going to go try to support it.
Absolutely.
Like, I just hate it when people are like, oh, there's no original movies. I'm like, okay, have you seen Tomorrowland? Okay, here's a non-Disney movie, right? Kubo and the Two Strings. Raise your hand if you saw that movie in theaters.
Hmm?
Yeah, I bet you, like, anybody who's watching this later or now, I guarantee you none of you raise your hand. And you could say, oh, I did, but I guarantee you you're fucking lying, because that movie made no money. It lost money. and that's a original story. Yes, its animation is very hard to promote. And if you guys don't know what Koopa and the Two Strings is, it's basically like a stop motion animation about this kid and the guitar magical abilities. It's a fucking really cool story. If you haven't seen it, you should totally watch it. I think it's on Netflix. It was on Netflix, so I hope it still is, so you guys can watch it. But definitely watch it. But that made no money. And there's still people out there who act like they're fucking hot shit because they support original movies, but they're in reality just watching superhero films. And I'm guilty of this.
Listen, that's true too. Listen, I never heard of it, so fuck them on marketing. Second,
they market it.
Well, I never heard of it, so they didn't do that good of a job. Second, not acting like I'm the lordship, but seriously, nothing very rarely gets through to me. Except for I just found out that Robert Pattinson has coronavirus.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I'm saying is like you can still say I like original content and still go I don't care if that's original. I don't like it.
Yeah,
like
but
I don't like and you're gonna get me. You're gonna have to fucking convince me to go see an animated movie. I don't give a shit. Like I love the Ninja Turtles and I know they're gonna reboot it.
Yeah, they're talking about rebooting it. Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like, there's things, like, I don't like animated movies. I just don't get into them anymore. Like, they can... Like, I'm interested in maybe Into the Spider-Verse, but, like, what my main point I was trying to make is, you can still go, yay, original content, and you can't give somebody shit for saying, like, yeah, that's original content, all that new Naruto fucking Japanese animation shit. And I'm like, that's new. But yeah, I don't like that. So
it's not technically original.
Content.
It's based off a manga.
I know, but I'm just saying. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
I think it's a split decision kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's again, this is where it gets more complicated because this is not just a black and white scenario that everyone that everyone makes it out to be.
No, but having a stroke?
No, but. You pay you basically vote with your tickets with your money, and
that's your way of saying Disney make better shit.
Yeah, exactly. But like when it comes to original content, like they're so far and few between because no one's buying tickets. And
well, of course they're not right now, motherfucker.
Well, no shit now, dipshit. But I'm saying that that no one really goes out and watch them in masses. It's like sometimes they make a little bit of money, so they got to play cautious still, so they can, continue making other things. And yeah, you're right. You got to make a good movie, but it's hard to find something super market. Oh my god, I am having a stroke. Jesus Christ. No, but it's hard to find something super. Hold up, slow down. Super marketable. Try saying that twice as fast. Try it,
super
asshole.
Super marketable.
You're saying soup it. You're saying soup it a little bit.
Super marketable.
Okay, we get it. But you got a huge dick. We get it.
Yeah, it's gigantic. It's fucking
huge.
Huge. It's huge.
No, but like
I'm gonna build a wall around it. That's fucking huge.
Protect it. No AIDS. No HIV. Nothing. Nothing. No, but it's hard to find that balance of like how are we going to get the masses in there but still being original, because a lot of masses like tropes. A lot of masses like seeing something that's familiar.
You know why they do? Because they've been force feeding us bullshit for 20 years.
Well, not force feeding it. People go out there. People go out there on their own fucking terms. No one's telling you have to watch a Disney movie.
Their tropes and the bullshit they've been feeding us is dumbed down the audience so much where they don't even respect anything original anymore because they've become those fat people from Wall-E.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like
media
that.
is definitely getting dumber. I will say that. Like that's proof of it.
Nowadays wouldn't like. I'm sorry. There's some people that I know that I love that they say anything about a movie, I'm just gonna laugh at their fucking ass. I can't. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
Trying to tell me they enjoyed Suicide Squad. I'm like, what? But I know good movies.
You enjoyed it too until we did that watch along.
I enjoyed bits and pieces of it because I think at the time I was really just forcing myself to.
Oh, okay, because you were a fan.
because I was a fan.
Yeah,
But
okay.
then, but it's the people that say they understand. Oh shit, cinema.
Cinema.
Yeah, there's a difference between a movie, a film, and cinema.
Yeah, there
And
is a
they're like,
difference.
I love cinema, and I think Suicide Squad was really good. I thought it
Very
was fun.
artsy.
I'm like, you like Suicide Squad, you probably laugh at your farts in the bathtub. That's the only enjoyment you get from Suicide Squad is if you're that kind of special.
No, but like, yeah, it's rough. I
Everyone
was
goes like, "Oh, the acting is so good." I'm like, "No, it's not. You don't
no,
know
it's
good
not.
acting. Shut up, shut up. You don't know good acting. Be quiet."
It's definitely one of the worst editings in a film in a big budget
It's
movie.
nauseous and discombobulated, and
It's all over
the
the place.
movie is boring.
It's edited like a YouTube video, and it's bad.
The dialogue from what was his name, Captain
Captain
America
Boomerang.
guy?
Captain Boomerang.
No, the
Oh,
American
Rick
Soldier
Flag.
dude. Rick Flag.
Yeah, Rick Flag, the most
It's
American
just
bullshit name ever.
atrocious. Right. It's
He's
just
actually coming
atrocious.
back as Rick Flag too.
I know, and that looks really dumb, but whatever.
That's a different conversation. But yeah, like it's true though that things are getting dumbed down because just Joker's proof of that. Like, I'm not gonna act like I'm some film entrepreneur or anything like that, but like when I watched Joker, I saw the spoon entering my mouth when it came to the symbolisms. It was fucking holding my hand, and then people were like, "Oh, it's so genius! Oh, did you see how he was getting more comfortable in his own skin?" I'm like, "Yes," because you know why? Because it was literally in front of the camera. No, there was no subtlety to it.
Right, it was like,
It was
duh,
so
that's where
over
we're going
top.
with this film, in case you haven't noticed. He's gonna evolve in front of the camera. Yeah, no shit.
That's filmmaking
Certain
101 right
people
there.
that we both know
Yeah,
got a huge erection
yeah.
for subtle techniques that you learn in film school.
Yeah, I learned that shit in high school.
Right. It's done well. It's executed well. It's not a bad movie, but people are taking it to another fucking level, like Wonder Woman, the original, like not the original, but the Wonder Woman movie, not this new one, obviously.
Oh,
But
the one from like the 70s?
that's not that good. No, I'm talking about the Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. The
Oh,
first
okay. Okay.
that film, guys. Apart from a few things and Chris Pine having some chemistry with Gal Gadot, that film's not good.
Yeah, that final act
It's
was
not.
pretty shit.
It's not that good. It's not that good.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but yeah, that final act really did
But
ruin
like,
it for
you can
me.
enjoy a film, and then you can go, that film wasn't that great.
Oh, yeah,
But you
definitely,
can still
definitely.
enjoy. But then you get into territories where you're slicing pies here, and it goes, okay, well, is a film not good because I enjoy it? No, that's not true. So like,
It's
yes,
when
it's
we're saying
difficult,
good,
but
we're talking about technique-wise. That's what we're talking
yes,
about now.
I'm just saying there's some flawed techniques in that film that people are overlooking for their emotional enjoyment of it. That's
Exactly. Yeah. So like that's why it's interesting to have a conversation when you're talking to people that actually understand film, because when you're saying it's good, we can look at that in two different ways. They enjoyed it, they had a fun time, or they're saying that it was actually a good, well-made film. And the ways some casual viewers explain themselves, it's not their fault because they don't really review movies or anything like that. But when they talk about it, they're making it sound like they're saying this is a well-made movie, and there's no doubt about it. In any sense of the word, people are saying that Joker is like a masterpiece, and I'm like, it's not. It's nothing new in the sense of like how a character evolves, or in this case, devolves into chaos. It's nothing new.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure like a film student right out of high school with a crayon could have written a similar script. Just like give him 150 pages, give him a crayon, he can write a similar script up. And now I'm not going to sit here and shit on the film itself, because overall, like you said, it is a decently made film, but this is a whole different debate. But just getting to the point, it's not a Joker movie. It could have been anybody else. It didn't have to be a Joker film. Like, it's just like, okay, this is this movie, but let's put like Gotham. We get a Gotham robe in there. We get the Wayne robe on top of that. other than that, it wasn't a Joker movie, and that could have been what they were going for. And but at that case, just make it something else. But by putting the title Joker on top of it, that made what could have been a mundane script for a
You put
mundane audience. You got more eyes on it,
yeah,
and
and in doing so, you made more disappointment than you needed to do. Would you have gotten less eyeballs on it maybe if it was just called Arthur Fleck?
yeah, you would not have
No,
gotten
but
the
we would be
audience.
sitting here going, "Oh my God, did you see Joaquin's performance in Arthur Fleck?" We would be going, "Oh shit, that's a pretty
It's
take
not a
the
bad
Joker
movie.
shit out of it." And
It's not a
I'm
bad
there.
movie. Yeah,
And I'm there.
yeah, I would still give it flack for being
I
way
would
too
give
obvious.
it like a 7.5.
Yeah, I would have given it
Yeah.
6.5 maybe because it would have been like, okay, it's a little too obvious and like holding your hand on the message because I prefer subtlety.
But if you don't put the Joker in there, I'm okay with that shit.
Yeah, exactly. But again, that's a whole different
Because
conversation.
I'll be there for the acting piece. Some of those films I go to watch because I want to watch a really solid actor.
Yeah, that like Joaquin Phoenix as a performer is really good. I will say that. Like he is I think we can all agree that Joaquin is a little out there. I think most of the great actors out there are very lost, to say the least, because my first exposure to Joaquin Phoenix was in Gladiator several years ago. And when he's just watching Russell Crowe fighting and he's sticking his tongue out and shit like that, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? It's like, it was entertainment, but and it was giving me weird
He was
messages
really
about the
good as
character.
Commodus, I think.
Yeah, he was good, but like at the time I was like, this is fucking weird. And I
He's
was
just
like, that was my
getting
first
into it,
exposure.
and
Yeah,
he's
he was
into the
really into
role,
it.
and he's just like
That's how I know he was having a good time. Like as some like
he
over the
chewed
top
up every
actors.
scene he was in.
Oh my God.
I think he really did. He was really fond of that performance, I think.
Yeah,
He really
you can
liked
tell
it.
when like someone's having fun. Like actors like Joaquin Phoenix tend to be like super mundane and serious. Like this is not a fun time. But in that movie, he looked like he was having a blast. God,
With
I
his
hope they don't make a
character and
sequel.
everything, yeah.
God, I hope they don't make a sequel.
No, they're not going to make a sequel. They're going to make a fucking prequel. I
Oh, Jesus
guarantee you, it's going to be like young Maximus Decimus
How?
Meridius.
Russell Crowe is fucking like 56, and he's gained a lot of weight.
They're going to get Jai Courtney to do it,
Oh,
to
jeez.
play a younger version of him, and they're going to get Zachary Quinto to play.
After your story with
Commodus.
Zachary Quinto, I've been very soured. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
He seems such like a sweetheart, dude. He seemed like one of those really cool nerds. And you said that story, dude. I was like, God damn it, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
For
You know how
those
you
who don't
think I
know,
felt?
yeah. For those who don't know, Zachary Quinto is the guy who plays Spock in Star Trek. That's what he's most commonly known for. And he was in a TV show called Super or something like that. It was basically like a watered down X-Men. Anyway, apparently he's a douchebag. Bravo. I guess he's such a great actor. He can act like a good person, convincingly.
I don't know. In that moment, he was, but yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, originality. It's definitely difficult to come by, and honestly, when it comes to like audiences and balancing, that's all. Like when it comes to this film saga, if you want to call it, between studios and artists, critics versus casuals. It's all about balancing, and that's all we can really do. It's just walking a tightrope. And guess what? A lot of people don't fucking care. They just take a nosedive on the left or the right. It doesn't matter to some people, but people like me, I want to just stay in the middle and just really just enjoy the ride. And but yeah, some people are like, X-Men is art. X-Men's the greatest superhero films in the fucking universe.
No, there's somebody who probably feels that way.
Yeah,
and
there is.
And you know, I'd be hard pressed to disagree and with their opinions, but then again, like they're wrong. But like I don't know what to tell. Like I don't harp on you for loving it, but I'm not gonna like. Oh, I'm just gonna say, okay, you're right. You love what you love. That's fine. But honestly,
because some people don't care about the technical aspects.
no, they think that I'm bringing up shit they don't care about, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm never gonna win an argument with you. So if you're just looking then what are you looking for? Because I think the original X-Men movies suck.
Thank you. I mean, I don't think they suck. Okay,
No, I think
they're
they
borderline.
suck.
To
I
me
thought
personally,
they
they're
sucked
borderline.
then. I
Yeah,
was disappointed beyond belief
yeah.
because my
Rogue, anyone?
dumbass thought I was gonna get more of like the comics, more of the cartoon show. I don't know what the right. And I saw trailers and shit too. But back then, there wasn't the internet the way that it is now, and you only
Yeah.
got to see it on TV every once in a while, or if you're lucky, before a movie. So I was expecting a lot more, and I didn't like it. It was way too far
It was
gone from
weird.
the source material
Yeah,
for me.
like that's another argument we could always bring up, but like I think we've definitely talked this to death. It's like when is following the source material too much? Like when is it okay for the creators to
And when
make
is it
liberties?
not
Yeah,
right? And when is
exactly.
it
That
not
again,
okay?
that's it's all about balancing. It's about balancing. Because look at Infinity War. Because every time when it comes to like people who scream, it's not like the source material. I would say look at Infinity War. It didn't have the X Men in there. Spider Man's head wasn't cut off. Hulk's neck didn't get snapped. People love it the same. And if you're looking for something that's just a screen from comic to screen adaptation, just like that, just like word for word, frame by frame remake, you're never gonna get that, and nor should you ever. I mean, because guess what? Look at the Killing Joke. I didn't watch it. You know why? Because that's a lot of people shit on it. And they're like, it's fucking dumb. It's all over the place. Because guess what? What works in the comic book does not mean it's going to work on a TV show or on a movie or whatever. There's a reason why it worked in the comics. Because guess what? You can get away with a lot in comic books. Oh, they're dead. Bring them back. Even though the MCU kills off their characters a lot, and just brings them back. But like a lot of that is more accepted in comic books. And guess what? Comic books don't have a coherent story half the time. In film, it's hard to, especially when you're talking about the MCU, but you have to have a more coherent story. You got to care about those timelines and stuff like that, and you can't fit 15,000 characters into one fucking screen. You just can't. Because if you wanted to do a comic book accurate Infinity War, it would be called Infinity Gauntlet, and you would have the X-Men, you would have the Fantastic Four, you would have had
You
literally
have
every
everybody
single
in the
yeah, every Marvel
Marvel.
character on screen just fucking dying. And guess what? That's not going to work in a 2.5 hour movie. Even if it was a 2.5 hour movie and a part two on top of that, so a 5 hour film, not going to work. It would never work. And I hate to tell you, that's just the truth, and it's always going to be like that. So that's why I get very annoyed when people's like main, like not again with Chris, like it's not like you, but like when people's main argument to hate on something is when it's just like it's not enough like the comic books. But I definitely know what you mean with X-Men because that's a different scenario. You know why? Because Rogue didn't even have the same powers. Her personality was a fucking 180. Like that's something you're supposed to follow. That's bare bone follow the story and all this other shit and
Right.
you ruin Cyclops. Those are things you should follow. But the storyline, you could take leeway on the story, but the characters, that's what you got to respect the most. At least in my eyes, when I'm seeing an adaptation, a character is the most important to keep faithful. And then when you have a story arc like Infinity War, like at this certain point in time, you can take leanways, but you got to keep the main message. Because if it was like, okay, Thanos is like, okay, now instead of just killing half the universe, because that's his thing in the comic storyline, his thing's now like, I wanna like have half the universe slaves. I'm like, that's different and it's stupid. Why? Why don't you just use the source material what you got right in front of you? And see, like, there's a lot of different things you can look into, but I don't know, man. There's just some people out there who just use the word source material as a reason to hate something. I'm like, it just bothers me. You know what I mean?
No, I get you completely.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a major tangent. My bad.
No, 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 dude. Your show, your tangent.
Yeah, I mean, you could do your tangent too because you're
Oh no, I'm
basically
good.
yeah,
I've done talked this to death
yeah,
with a lot of
definitely.
people. So yeah.
Okay, we got a message from Eddie Cool Bro. What up? And I have a question for you. I remember in my old account, no, I did not. I did not, dude. But anyway, so Yeah, so yeah, I think we talked this a fair amount, dude. So I think we're ready to go for our next topic, um, and that's going to be which one should we do first? Let's talk about Robert Pattinson's coronavirus because I feel like we can just kind of breeze through that a little bit. There's not much to talk about, but for those who don't know, they were filming the Batman, and they had to stop production because Robert Pattinson and a handful of other uh, crewmates tested positive for COVID-19, and it just sucks because it tells you that people are still not taking this shit seriously. People are not taking precautions they need, and I get it, it's very hard to like be 100% safe, especially with something like this and the way it can be transmitted. But people think, oh, because the numbers are going down, that means I can act like a fucking idiot. And Dwayne Johnson and his family has it. And if you hear Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that man is literally in peak physical condition. If he can get fucking sick, any of you motherfuckers can get sick. Like, I'm a
I
fat.
wouldn't go so far into saying he's in peak physical condition, because let's be honest with you. He could be on some performance-enhancing drugs, and we wouldn't even know it.
That is very true. That is a very good point. I hope not. I really hope not, because he seems like a genuinely good person, too.
No, he actually seems like a douchebag, if I'm being well.
I mean, we can never know because we're not there with him all the time.
No, exactly. But I guess
we can only
douchebag
speculate.
tendencies from him, though.
Yeah.
But from what I hear, just speculations.
Yeah, speculation for speculation's sake.
Yeah.
But like let's for right now assume that he's not on any drug enhancements or anything like that. The dude's in great shape, and he can get sick. I didn't tell many people about this, but so when I was taking care of my mom, I had to go up to North Jersey, and so that's basically it was like an hour drive for me. And I got to the point where I lost connection to my normal radio station, so I was flipping through the radio, and I hit a radio station that really pissed me off because he was basically spewing on about that people are over fearing the virus and that we should just open up the country 100% because people overreacting to this disease are causing people like janitors jobs, like in a school system. He was talking about school systems, and that was his main topic. He's like, how dare you cost janitors jobs? How dare you use your overacting and your fucking bullshit fears to like cost these people jobs? I got a couple things to say about that. My mom used to be a janitor, and I think she would be okay being out of a job because of a virus because she's a high risk. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people who are out of jobs are pissed, but there's a virus going on. And I think the death count amounts to the severity to this. Like my best friend, he was sick and his entire family was sick. His dad was in the hospital for a little bit. And I'm like, so...
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, it's not serious? It's because you didn't get sick.
No, my aunt had coronavirus. A teacher of mine has coronavirus. Her family got it. It's real.
Yeah, it's fucking real, and it just pisses me off when people are like, "This is a threat. This is not a threat." Like, oh, it's not that dangerous. I'm like, oh, because you didn't get sick and no one that you knew didn't die. It doesn't make it dangerous. That's what I can't fucking stand. I'm like celebrities are getting sick. And they have like really good protection when it comes to shit like this. Like they get security, especially people like who are stars on big projects like The Batman. People like Dwayne Johnson, who in general has high fucking security as is, because you could see the dude from a mile away. He's so fucking big, and he's gonna be on Shazam. These people are getting sick. Any one of us can get sick. Just take the shit a little bit more seriously. Anyway, what are your thoughts about the whole Batman thing and coronavirus and all that shit before we move on?
First off, it sucks, man. That they shut down production again, and then this time the stars are actually getting it.
Yeah.
It as far as like the filmmaker in me, I say, play it safe, do what you gotta do. But like we were talking before we came on, I'm almost to a point where I'm convinced like everyone's gonna get this damn thing, and it's starting to just like, more and more people are getting it that should be better protected, and they're still getting it. It just doesn't end. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Yeah.
I'm almost to a point where it's like, do I put myself in a position just to get it over with, so I can stop living in this?
Constant
I won't
fear.
say I'm living in fear necessarily, but
Caution. Caution. That would be the word I
yeah.
use. Yeah.
So that's what it made me feel like. And it sucks that he got it though.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope everything's okay with him. He should be. He's like again. His immune system should be a lot stronger now because he's been working out recently too. So like that should be hopefully make him have a speedy recovery too. And I hope like I don't know who in the crew got sick. I don't know like if it was the DP, like a director, or I don't know who else. I mean, if Matt Reeves got it, I think we would have heard that by now. But I don't know how many people on the set got sick because if you're talking about Robert Pattinson, you got to think about the makeup crew. You got to think about people who like he's in the center of attention. So if he got it, I can't imagine how many people he infected without knowing. So I hope everything goes well with that, and hopefully everyone over there stays safe. Okay, so we're gonna head over to our last main topic for tonight, and if you guys got any questions, topics, or anything like that, shoot them over here. Okay, and this one's gonna be an interesting one for me and Chris here. So we're gonna be talking about rated R films and the desire for them. Is it necessary? All this other shit. So I bring this topic up because this has been a topic that's been brought up countless times. When it came to like before the Ultimate Edition with BVS, when BVS was first coming out, they're like, should this be rated R? Can this be rated R? Can this be rated R? When I don't know, Infinity War was coming out, people were respecting like, could this be rated R? I'm like, it's a fucking Disney movie. They still got away with a lot in a Disney picture with Loki getting his neck snapped. I will always bring that up because it's still shocking to me that Disney allowed that to happen. The dude turned blue, his eyes turned red, and he just heard the pop of his neck and then dropped him like a sack of potatoes. I'll never forget that. Crazy. But every time there's a big, edgy film coming out, everyone always has to ask the question, rated R. Now, let's ask the question. Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
Ask what question?
The question the question is, what are your thoughts on this whole the Batman being rated R? Do you think people are using the term rated R just because they think it will make the film better? Do you think making something rated R will make a film better? I want to hear your thoughts.
I think when it comes to the ratings, it has something to do with the film. I never once said, this film is good because it's rated R.
Exactly.
I never once uttered that word. So no, that's just like a fucking flavor. It's like a flavor of choice.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want sprinkles on your fucking sundae or not? Oh, you like sprinkles on your sundae? Well, I think everything should have sprinkles on it because sprinkles are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But you know what is awesome? A hot fudge sundae without sprinkles.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's like I don't really care. But on the same token, there's like, these comic books aren't really rated R necessarily, and some of them kind of are. I mean,
Yeah.
But let's just say like a lot of these guys are pulling out from like the Silver Age of comics and stuff, where it really wasn't that bad. But as far as like the divisions between like people really wanting to see rated R nowadays, I think it's because of Marvel films and Disney and Star Wars and shit like that. It's like
They want they want a little bit more flair to their films.
Right. I think that Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 4, 5, and 6 were more realistic than 7, 8, and 9. I know they're realistic.
Yeah, I was about to say
just
define
saying,
realistic.
like when people got shot, it like there's shit in Empire that they would never do in a Star Wars movie now. And it doesn't feel like Star Wars because they won't do it anymore. They won't get to that level. They won't get dark. They won't. So people are just running around seeing these things get to some. Yeah, Loki got his neck snapped, but did we see it?
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
It cut away. It cut away.
I
We
mean,
didn't. We didn't
we still
actually.
saw the brutal process of it happening.
That's still PG-13. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like,
I'm just saying, but like, it's still like for like when you think of a Disney picture, that's still
look,
like
Batman
pushing it.
is the kind of guy like who beats up criminals and fights supervillains. He's in with the way that he's doing it. It's not off to say that that character lives in an R-rated type of world.
Oh yeah, definitely. The world could be rated R.
But well, I mean, I don't really see why it never really bothered me. But there are certain like when I realized that BVS wasn't going to be rated R. Um, it sours me just a tiny bit, like just a tiny bit, because I know that we're not going to get something edgy. We're not going to get something brutal. And it's not like I crave these things, but I've been seeing things that aren't that for a long time. It would be nice to see something like General Zod getting his neck snapped, and
Yeah. I mean, like that's the
a
thing
little
though.
bit
You
of like,
can a lot of people forget that you can get away with a lot nowadays with PG-13. Like you can do a lot of dark shit, but the second that you say an F-bomb or show a tit, it's rated R.
no,
Like
you get one F bomb.
no, I think
And one
nowadays
shit.
it's two. I think nowadays it's two. The second you hit that third one, it's rated R, which is fucking ridiculous.
You're not gonna get any kind of like sexuality really.
Yeah.
That's why like you're not gonna get
We're not gonna get heads popping off and shit.
no, I mean some people's like, well, you're arguing about stupid shit, but I don't know how if you can't tell the difference between, let's say, Blade and Iron Man,
Oh yeah, there's a clear difference.
then I don't know what to fucking tell you, because I like one of those movies a little bit better, and I'm sorry, but I like Blade a little bit better because
Really?
there's parts of Iron Man that I don't give a shit. I don't crave that stupid slocky bullshit like everybody else does.
What do you
I got
mean?
comments for that.
What do you mean, stupid slocky?
There's there's like the hero shots and him flying around and dun 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 with the music and shit like that. Like
Really?
I don't.
Really?
I mean, as a filmmaker in me, I'm not going to make an Iron Man movie. I'd make a Blade movie before I would make an Iron Man movie. The
Okay,
aesthetics
so
work better
it's
for
just
me.
it's just a stylistic choice at that point.
It's a stylistic choice, and plus, I also want to be creatively free to do and say whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but just again with you can get away with a lot with PG-13, and I wanted to bring this up mainly because people are asking for rated R films, thinking that would make it better. Like
It
people,
might.
does it though? Because look at the Dark Knight trilogy.
I don't know. I really
Everyone
don't know.
praises the Dark Knight trilogy for being darker and edgy, but did it need a rated R on
None
that
of
thing?
them were rated R,
I'm just saying, but that's the point I'm trying to make.
and they were
Like,
good. So your point.
What do you mean? Like I'm saying, like people want rated R comic book films, thinking because the way people are asking for it, people are such in a crave for rated R comic book
Just
movies.
think about how
thinking that's
much
gonna be
better Bane would have been if they let Nolan get an R in that film. Bane
Like,
could have been
like
10
what? Like
times more terrifying.
popping people's heads off. I mean, yeah, you can get a
No,
message across.
I'm just saying his brutality could have come off a lot more like the comics. This motherfucker broke Bruce Wayne's back, bro.
Yeah, you could do that in a PG-13. You really could.
No, I mean, if they did, they would have. Nolan would have made him
He
as
did break his
intense as
back.
he possibly could. I know. But the brutality of it, like Bane did not inflict the fucking terror and the fucking size that I really wanted.
Well, that's just a filmmaker error at that point because again,
I
you
think
can
that
literally
Nolan is
you can have Batman coughing up blood, getting his ass beat, and still be PG-13. You really could. You can get away with a lot in violence.
Okay, you ever notice the lack of blood in Christopher Nolan movies?
Yeah, he just doesn't do it. But I'm just saying, but like, you could have that and still be PG-13. Like when it comes to violence in PG-13, you just gotta not show as much blood, and you can't have limbs flying off left and right.
Well,
That's literally it for PG-13.
If they could, then why aren't they? Like, let's say the Batman is. I think the Batman's going to be rated R.
I don't
let's
think
say
so. It might, though. It's possible.
Really? Then we're never going to see Batman Unleashed. Like the trailer shot of him beating the shit out of that thug. If you're thinking in your head that you're going to get more of that, you're retarded.
I don't think so, dude. I don't think so.
He's beating the living piss out of it.
That's still not rated R worthy. Dude, we see people getting blown the fuck up in PG-13.
If you have enough, we don't know what he looks like afterwards. We don't know what it looks like when he beats up the rest of the motherfuckers. We don't know how far.
Look, so you're saying like
rated R? We don't know how far the Riddler's going with this shit. This is the darkest Riddler I think anybody's ever seen in their lives.
100%. But I'm gonna ask you this question. So Batman beating the living ever piss out of this goon, right? And then we cut to him, and he's bleeding, cuts, welts all over his head. That's rated R. That's what you're saying, right? That's rated R worthy. They're just yes or no.
The gratuitous violence of it is going to make it R. Yes, if the film centers around a lot of Batman kicking ass that way, how do you not go R?
Okay, so what about...
Does it look like Robert Pattinson's going to be like going around saying, "Oh, shucks"?
Well, yeah, you could say, "Oh, shit," or like, "Go to hell." Like, you could say a lot of things and still be PG-13, but like,
why don't you want it to be R so badly? Like,
I'm not saying I don't want it to be R, but I'm saying like we don't need it to be R like everyone else is making it out to be. Because like look at that scenario. Look at that guy getting beat up, right? You're saying that's rated R, but like then you have films like The Dark Knight blowing up buildings. You can have like the Joker blowing up a fucking hospital, literally doing like very realistic looking terrorism shit, shooting up places, shooting up buildings, threatening to blow up shit, and that's PG-13 though because it's explosions and you don't see the blood. Like
yes, it is.
One's clearly more gruesome than the other. One's blowing up hundreds of people.
Okay, then I guess there's a part of me that wants to see a more brutal Batman.
Yeah.
And I guess in my filmology, I like more rated R movies.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not saying I guess I like... But for me, I can tell a difference. I can tell a tone. And I also grew up in a day and age where when something was rated R, like, "Hey, man, we're going to spend the night at my house and we'll watch this movie. It's rated R." I'm like, whoa! It's going to be badass because it's rated R. It's for grown-ups.
Yeah, where there's a lot of swearing and like shit blowing up.
Dude, I want some grown-up shit. I'm 37 years old. I want some grown-up ass shit, okay?
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that it would be
I want
dope.
A character that reminds me of me, who every other word out of his mouth is a fucking bad word.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want this to come off like I don't want a rated R Batman. I think it would be really sick. But
I don't care about the kids. I don't care about selling toys. Fuck them.
But I'm just saying, but like when you look at it, do you need it? No.
No.
You can still get a lot. You can still get that grounded, raw, violent. Yes. Will you have to make a couple cuts here and there?
If it's PG-13, you're gonna know it's PG-13, and the movie's gonna feel like that.
I mean, yeah, I will say yes to that, but there's still like a lot of things. When it comes to violence alone, dude, you can get away with a lot. Because what mainly gets rated R is sexuality and sexual innuendos and literally swearing. Why? I don't know. But like, because when someone says a potty mouth word, rated R. Like, I've been cussed out. I've been called the N word by a 12-year-old. Okay, I'm pretty sure these kids don't fucking care.
It's also blood because Nolan. Do you think Nolan would have tried to use blood if he could have?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Because when you really look at those films, none of those hits felt like blood would be coming out. That's just, again, the choreography.
There's actual clear shots of people who have been shot. He hangs on them, and there's no exit wound. There's no entry wound.
Blood splatter.
There's no blood. Like Nothing.
But
I'm almost thinking that has to be a stylistic choice. Like,
I think that's a stylistic choice.
He's just not going to show blood because that's just fucking stupid for me. Like, there's a part of me that likes some realistic filmmaking, and sometimes it's gory, but if somebody
'cause when
gets
you look
shot,
at,
I want it to look like they got shot.
and you also got to look at it like this when it comes to the Dark Knight trilogy. That really paved the way. That was already a challenge within itself because that was the first real like quote unquote dark superhero film other than Blade. And even though Blade was still like a 90s action movie, but this was like trying to take it very seriously. So they were already stepping on glass. Like okay, are people going to like this? And a lot of people didn't like it at first. It took some warming up to. And look at that. So I don't think doing a Batman Begins or a Dark Knight or a Dark Knight Returns or Rises, my bad, or Dark Knight Rises, and be like, okay, this is already a risk with making something that's serious. Now let's add blood to the mix. And now let's add like literally neck snapping, dudes falling, blood all over the place. That would have made it that much more difficult to sell it. Because, again, it was already something new. A lot of people didn't like it at first. It took some warming up to. But we are getting into a time and era where our comic book movies are coming out. Will it be from Disney? Fuck no. But I know Warner Brothers is definitely doing it. Because guess what? A lot of people can praise the MCU all they fucking want. I've been hating them recently. The one thing that Warner Brothers will always have over Disney, we got bigger pair than you, dude. We'll always go rated R before you do. Oh, you don't think we're going to do a rated R Batman movie? Fuck it, we'll do it. We'll fucking do it. Because guess what? This isn't going to be the mainline universe.
Was the Joker rated R?
Yes, the Joker was rated R. BVS Ultimate Edition was rated R, even though it was just literally an extra 30 minutes of Superman throwing people through a building or something like that. I don't know. Whatever.
Don't talk shit about BVS. It bothers me. Because I can defend your... whatever, dude. I can defend it. I don't think you give that shit enough credit.
I watched it again, dude.
So?
No.
You're watching it with hateful eyeballs.
I try to give it a new opportunity, dude. I didn't like it. I don't know.
Why?
First off, Lex Luthor. Second off...
Okay, I didn't like him either, but that doesn't mean I don't like the movie.
Second off, Doomsday. Third off, why isn't it just a movie about BVS? Batman versus Superman. The story should have been structured about two characters who do not like each other because guess what? Fun fact, they're polar opposites. They're the yin and yang of superheroes.
Well, that is set up, kind of, if you're paying attention, obviously.
Oh, yeah, I was paying attention, Quith. And guess what? You know what it was? They would not have actually fought if it wasn't for Lex Luthor pushing the buttons.
No
he's
shit,
he's like,
man.
Yeah, I would rather have seen something more like character-driven, not having some fucking clown on the sidelines be like, oh, jars of piss, oh, you must fight God and man, oh, man versus God, sporadic fucking twitching little bitch, fucking awful. It was dog shit. And then, you know what? Rush to the Justice League. Why? You don't need that. Let's just focus on that. I know, but I'm not criticizing Zack Snyder. I'm not, because guess what? That was supposed to be Man of Steel too, and I would have much rather have seen that.
Yeah.
But you know, Warner Brothers unzipped their pants, got their cock and balls out, like, yo, Zach, suck it. We're the one paying you, so you do it or
I need you to suck my balls.
Yo, Zach, please suck my balls, yuge. But I don't blame Zach, but it's still fucking garbage to me. And I thought it was boring, uninteresting, and just having Wonder Woman in there just for like, oh, let's have the Trinity involved. It should have just been about two characters who had clearly different ideologies and fighting over that. Like, I think like they had a great setup in the beginning. Batman being pissed. He's like, this fucking dude just blew up a city and people are going to praise him. He just killed literally friends of mine who were working for me in my building, and I saw them die right before my very eyes. I'm mad. And having this brittled old Batman was cool. I'm like, okay, I can see the potential there. And then you know what? Who pushes them over the edge? It's a fucking clown. When the world's greatest detective should have seen that there was a third party, but he's too busy moping and groping and crying that his fucking life sucks.
That's the point. He was too busy blinded by his rage.
Yeah, but guess what?
And Luthor fed upon that. He knew he was upset, so Luthor just pushed
I
his
didn't
button.
get that. You know why? Because I didn't believe for a second that Lex Luthor was smart. You know why? Because he's too busy being a twitching bitch. The only experience we got with him was him making a horrible, awkward speech in front of that party. Like, there's that. And then there was him just wearing, like weird pants and a shirt, just being sporadic. Like, there was not one point in time where I bought this guy being a genius. Because guess what? That empire of his is not even his. It's his dad. So, what did he actually do? Like, there was nothing in that film that made me believe that this guy is a genius. And you're gonna tell me that this dude,
I'm not disagreeing with you with my
like,
disdain.
listen, I'm always gonna be happy for
I'm
people
just
who like
explaining the
BVS.
plot points.
Yeah.
I don't like him either.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that you enjoy BVS because I wanted to. I
see
because
the faults,
imagine BVS.
but I don't think it's an outright Suicide Squad.
On a technical standpoint, fuck no. I'll say that. Suicide Squad on a technical standpoint is wrong.
Was it what I wanted in BVS? No. Was I disappointed when I first saw the theatrical truck? Yes. Was I less disappointed when I saw the full Snyder version of it? Yeah. But was it originally what I wanted to see? No. Still. I was not expecting that film. Is it horrible? No. Does Batman save it for me? Sure the fuck does.
Batman is really great. Like, that was the first Batman we actually saw.
That was the first Batman I was ever scared of.
Yeah, dude, that shot.
Like when he's hanging in the corner.
Oh my god, yes! That was such a great shot.
When he was brooding, he struck fear in the hearts of criminals. That's what I love about Batman.
Yeah, I agree. That Batman made that movie, but it's again like it wasn't focused on the right things. Like, Superman was just boring in it. Like I understand like the whole the whole courtroom sequence. I understood that. That was very cool. But there was too many plot points. There were so many.
Dude,
that could have been tighter. That could have been a tighter script.
Dude, that could have been a way better scene if they would have let it breathe a little. I would have loved for Superman to at least say something.
Yeah.
They didn't even get that really pissed me off because they didn't even they killed him. But, okay, so the world's still trying to figure out who this guy is and what he stands for.
And they kill him off.
And we're going to kill him off. No. Okay,
that was way too soon for that. That should have been
way too soon.
It should have been like a Justice League 2. Because I know they were trying to do a trilogy arc. Like, imagine him dying in 2, and that's the cliffhanger for 3.
No, imagine him dying in Justice League.
Yeah, that's what I say, Justice League 1 or 2.
Resurrected in Justice League 2.
Exactly.
To help fight Darkseid. He dies killing Steppenwolf, not the fucking Abomination. You could have just went here, Wonder whoever you are, bitch. Throw this spear.
Yeah, again,
Superman. The whole time he got the spear and he's like, "It's my world, Lois." I'm like, "You don't have to do that." I'm literally saying this in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't have to do that. No, you don't. Oh, he's gonna. Oh, fuck, he's gonna do it. Oh no, they're gonna kill him. Oh, great. Oh, this is fucking stupid. I couldn't fucking. I don't watch the end of that film. I cut it off. When Wonder Woman's introduced.
What pisses me off
because
most,
the whole rest of it is bullshit to me. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, agreed. What pisses me off is when I make my complaints. Like, I'm glad you haven't done it because I would have been like twitching my eye. People always tell me when I critique this movie or bitch about it, that's not actually Lex Luthor. That's his son. Doesn't fucking matter. You know why? Because that's the one that's going against Superman, and his name is Lex fucking Luthor. So that's the Lex Luthor that we're getting, and I do not like it. And guess what? They ended that movie with him having a bald head, insinuating that's the Lex Luthor. So I don't want to hear that fucking excuse. Oh, it's actually his dad, so that's not... I don't care. And then the other one is, that's actually not Doomsday. The real Doomsday is not... No. They called him Doomsday. They insinuated it was Doomsday. So stop trying to defend a fucking movie when they clearly said one thing and you're trying to make it look like something else.
Right.
It's not clever when you call something Doomsday, but like, oh, that's not actually Doomsday. This is Doomsday. That's not clever. That's fucking crap writing.
Zack Snyder backtracked because if we liked it, that's Doomsday. But we don't like it, so guess what?
It's not Doomsday. It's terrible. And guess what? People jerk that shit off. They're like, oh, it's so smart. No, it's not. I could say, this fucking chip I'm holding in my hand right now, this shit is fucking cancer. And then you're like, that's fucked up. I'm like, never mind. Oh, it's genius. Genius filmmaking. No. If the film said one thing, that's what the thing is. I don't care what the director said. If it heavily and basically straight up said, that's Doomsday, guess what? That's Doomsday. I don't care what the director said. That's him trying to backtrack. And that's why I
hate... If you didn't want it to be Doomsday, why the fuck did you have Lex Luthor say, you're Doomsday?
Yeah, and then make him have the similar abilities of Doomsday and have him kill Superman like Doomsday. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
When they killed him, I was like... And I felt sad because the music... Like, I'll be honest with you. Okay, I felt kind of sad. But you know who I felt sad for? Lois. Because she really liked Superman.
Yeah, that's actually one of the few.
And she was the only person that loved him outside of his mom.
Oh my god.
And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And she brought him out to the world. She gave him hope.
So
and
he
she
give
loved
hope to
him
others.
to death, right?
Yeah.
And then him dying, that like, and the music and all that shit in her face, and I was like, oh god damn it. But as like me in the world of like Superman, it's like no, too soon.
Too soon. We should have been able
to
like finish the arc.
The Earth isn't mourning him because in BVS they're like kind of still fucking divided.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden because he died, they're like, oh, we loved you.
Yeah, that's bullshit. They should have made the world come together for him, and he should have loved that, and then put to the ultimate test. Yeah, put to the ultimate test.
Yeah, because like I agree. Like that's why I think Justice League, they should have finished that character arc when he finally becomes a Superman like Christopher Reeve, but was still struggle because guess what? Christopher Reeve's Superman was boring. But anyway, different conversation. Like, have him finally finish that arc off, right? And be like the charming, charismatic, he finally accepts the role of Superman character. And that's when you kill him off. Because as an audience member, we went through an emotional roller coaster with this character who finally finished his arc, and then he dies. That sucks! Like, imagine getting to the end of the roller coaster, right? And you're like, oh, I want to ride that again. They're like, they slap the close forever symbol on that.
But I also think that the whole entire world needs to mourn Superman.
Exactly.
And the whole entire world was not on his side.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel the weight of that. I didn't... I was like, oh my god, you killed him, and he really didn't do... Like, he wasn't really Superman yet, kind of. Like...
Yeah,
the world doesn't have Superman. Like, and then I was also pissed because I know he's not dead. I know they're gonna bring him back, and there's gonna be some bullshit. And guess the fuck what?
Yeah, they didn't even hide the fact they did that shit with the end of BVS with the rubble, the little things of dirt just flying up. I'm like, you're not even gonna hide it, really?
Right. You should have really went for it and just covered his ass up and said that over time his Kryptonian cells were regenerating while he was in the coffin.
Yeah.
But not showing us that stupid shot. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I will always defend BVS's opening with Batman. I think that's one of the best DC shots in film history with DC. When you got Batman running into that falling building, the dust cloud. Yeah. That's the coolest fucking thing ever. Like, I got so hyped when you see him driving through the streets of Metropolis, going full speed. I'm like, this is fucking sick. I love this. The music blaring, you see Superman in the rubble and the dramatic music. I'm like, I'm getting chills thinking about it. It's so great. And then you get the rest of the movie. I think that's probably why I get a little bit more pissy with it, because it promises me so much, and then it just, for me, gets worse than worse. And it manages to somehow get worse for me. Because, again, the ending
and
with BVS.
It kind of bothered me, like, the whole Batman being, like, I just think that, obviously, there was, like, I couldn't understand Batman's, like, it was in my eyes. in certain spots. Like the whole fight, like he didn't even give Clark a chance in my view. Like he didn't even
Yeah, he's like,
fucking
there's a 1% chance we got to take that with the absolute certainty.
Batman.
I'm like,
Batman's not usually a strike first kind of guy. He's like, okay, when the shit hits the fan, I'm prepared.
yeah,
Like this
that's
time
the
he was like,
thing.
nah, fuck it, I'm going after him first. I'm like, quit
Yeah.
Tony Stark in Avengers Infinity War in it. Quit bringing the fight to Thanos, you dumb beaver.
Yeah.
Like that's not who you are.
Like he
And
should, like you have to make Superman make the first move.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it was, yeah. But I also don't think how Batman couldn't go. Okay, General Zod, this Zod guy was going to destroy the world, and he did what he had to do to protect us.
Yeah.
No, he just did that so the world would think that he was a protector, and then he would strike when he.
Yeah.
Like I, I, I think Batman should have been like, okay, I'm still weary of this guy. Let's prepare for him if he goes psycho because he's powerful.
Yeah.
But just to outright and go after him and kill him before he's even begun to become Psycho Batman, Psycho Superman,
Yeah.
it's a little uncharacteristic for me when it comes to Batman.
Exactly. Like you got to make Superman. Like you good there?
Yeah, I'm just fanning myself.
Oh, okay, but like, yeah, there it's just. You're right. Like he should have like been prepared, and it should have been like Batman investigating Superman, and like Superman finding things out about this Batman character or something that triggers a fight, but not a third party in that sense. Because I think if you needed a third party, go ahead, but don't introduce Doomsday. Don't introduce all this shit. It should have been like a fight of ideals, and then the morality or the moral of the story is, hey guys, maybe you should just like realize that you're on the same fucking side. You might not have the same ideals, but like
But you're not enemies.
Yeah, you're not
Right.
enemies. So that just because you don't see eye to eye doesn't mean you have to fucking fight each other. And I think that would have been a very like special message for people like today, because if people love BVS, they'll be at my fucking throat right now. Like how dare you! And it's a fucking masterpiece. And then they start trying to hate on me as a character and as a person, and they start thumbs downing all my content and start reporting me because I'm fucking going nude on front of the camera, and then I'm gonna lose my channel because guess what? I shit talked a movie they loved, and that's a lot of people. So I think that would have been a really cool message and a very big missed opportunity, just like because these characters are so different, and that's why I want to see more of them together because they have a really tight bromance and a very not bromance, but they have a cool tight brother in arms, I would call it. But like always, Batman in the back of his head, he's like, I'm suspicious of this guy. I'm always on edge. But like I feel like I can like warm up to him, and as they talk more and they work together more, he starts trusting him more. And Superman's over there like, I'll loosen this guy up a little bit. He's a little tense. We'll loosen him up a little bit. You know, there's a cool like black and
It's like
white
Superman
night and day.
in the comic books and all that stuff. It always felt like Superman, like respected Batman's, like the way that Batman operates sometimes is necessary.
Yeah, and he understood that. But like at first, they clearly didn't. They clearly didn't because they never met each other. They never worked together. They never really talked. They're just looking at the shit from a different perspective. And they're like, I don't like that. But guess what? When you start talking to people and realizing they're not everyone that disagrees with you is a fucking Nazi, you realize, oh my God, they're just a person with just a different opinion than yours. Maybe we should work together and we'll find a fine middle. Or we understand that maybe in this scenario, his method is probably better. And maybe in certain other scenarios, my method is a little bit better. That's why they work so great together, because it's just a yin and yang working together.
Right.
That's why there's a couple animated movies or shows that I really want to see with Batman and Superman, because other than the Justice League Unlimited stuff, I want to see just like Superman and Batman. I just want to see those two working together, and I need to see more of that. And that's why I think I was even more upset with BBS.
Public Enemy.
That's why I gotta find that. Like I don't know where I can find that. It's definitely not on HBO Max, and we all know where DC Universe is at right now. So I need to find more stuff because I remember I think it was Public Enemy, where it was just like those two in the poster or something like that. I'm like
Yeah.
I just want to see more of these two together. I don't always want like a whole team. Sometimes I just want the iconic duo. like maybe on the occasional Wonder Woman, but like I think those two are perfect for what they are: a yin and yang, black and white, night and day duo. And one's like super powerful, and one's super smart, muscle, brain. Even though Superman's not dumb, surprisingly, guess what? Superman's actually got some fighting skills. A lot of people don't comprehend that. Like
Right, and he
Superman
has
super
a good,
strong.
strong moral compass.
Yeah, like yeah, he's got a strong moral compass. He wants to stand for hope. That's why he doesn't wear a mask. Whereas Batman, he's in the shadows. Again, polar opposites. There's good storytelling there. That's why, again, it pisses me off that they had to have like so many other fucking characters in this BVS movie when there's potential there already. Because I like again, when you look at those two together, like just Batman and Superman side by side, the contrast on the costumes is so fucking cool. Like how do you interact with those two? Like how do you light that scene up? Like as me as a storyteller, I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, like it's like a playground. Like how do you do this? Like are they going to argue here, or is like one going to just like being passive aggressive? Like what's going to go on here? And
Right,
there's not
exactly.
there's not enough content with just Batman and Superman. There isn't, and hopefully in the future we get some more. Like I know they're rebooting the DC universe or DCAU. I hope they do. I don't think they will, but I hope we just get some Batman and Superman content, and I hope we get something like that because again, I can't stress this enough. Those two are an iconic duo, and we definitely need more. Because you would think with Batman and Superman, there will be more like movies with them. Because I mean, for fuck's sake, Iron Man and Captain America have an animated movie. For God's sakes, it looks like dog shit, but they have one. And there's like Hulk versus Wolverine. Hulk, like, come on, make a pair of it. I think it would be fun. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. Chris, any final thoughts on this conversation, or any other topics that you want to bring up? Anything you found out?
Uh, no, not really. I think we covered pretty solid.
Yeah, and
It
we
was it was
talked
fun
about more.
talking with you, man. Always is.
Yeah. Again, sorry guys, there was like pretty much nothing in the news, but we did pretty well for like only having three topics. We found more to talk about, which is always really good. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's podcast. Stick tuned for next week on Monday, where I'll be releasing a new gaming video. As always, Chris, where can the guys and gals find you?
Right now you can find me on Twitter at Chris_Hicks1138. If you want to follow my shenanigans and whatever random stuff I decide to tweet out, that's where you can find me.
And also, you can follow him on what's the last Thursday on Twitter.
Yep, that's the last Thursday film.
The last Thursday film on Twitter. Make sure you guys hit the notification button on that as well and start retweeting some of that content. I'm telling you, it's going to be pretty sick. You guys know where to find me. Subscribe, like, Twitter, Gumps_videos. Follow me there for the latest news updates on my channel, guys. Patreon.com/GumpsVideos. Yeah, we'll be releasing new content once we get enough followers on there. Anyways, guys, I've been Gumps Videos. Peace.